Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to You Name It. It's a brand new era in our country. We've made America great again, haven't we, Davin?
Yes, we have. And by
you sound so excited about it.
Hola, Jerry. Yes, we have.
I don't even know if you voted. Did you vote?
No, I did not. I was in San Antonio and I did not get a ballot.
Absentee.
Yeah. And one of the things in San Antonio, they were protesting. They had like 4 nights of people marching, and I'm thinking, okay, did all these people vote, or did some of them not vote? Because if you didn't vote, you can't bitch.
Go in your house if you didn't vote. Quit complaining.
And
you don't ever have to say who you voted for or would have voted for, because I wouldn't want you to put that out there.
No.
And I wouldn't want to say it on the show, because what if people would just hate us? Because we'd have to have one vote for one way and one vote for the other to make it work out.
Yeah.
And I don't even know who you would have picked.
Oh, I know who I would have picked. None of the above, Brewster.
I thought you were going to say Bruce Springsteen. But it's Donald Trump, Davin, and he promised that he was going to make America great again.
Yes, he did. And he transferred power of his businesses over to his kid, which now they're all questioning. Whether
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because you're supposed to put it into a trust, but it's not clearly defined.
Oh, one of those routines. I know what you're saying.
Right. So most people have a third party, but trusts his kids more, obviously. The funny thing I thought was the last 3 days before the election, he took 45 minutes off to open up his new hotel in Washington, D.C. and do the ribbon cutting.
Maybe that'll be where he's actually living, because think about this. This guy lives the extravagant billionaire lifestyle, and he goes into the shitty old White House, and he's got to deal with that. Do you think he's going to enjoy living in the shitty old White House compared to his luxurious lifestyle?
Probably not. Well, didn't the Clintons steal a bunch of the stuff from the White House, and they had to come back to him and say, yeah, you can't really take that. That's a priceless artifact.
I don't know. I thought I remembered hearing something about that, but I can't remember if it was one of those stories that was positioned like they stole something, but then when you really read and research it, it turns out that it was like something that they had purchased or some weird shit like that. I don't know.
I wonder if
that's funny. They should have. Everybody should.
I wonder if the White House hotel of choice is going to be the Trump Hotel now. Anyone who comes to visit the White House to talk to him,
all the dignitaries.
And now my question is, what's the presidential suite at the Trump Hotel in Washington, D.C. look like? And how many presidential suites are there?
I don't know, but I'm guessing that from knowing Trump that they'd be full of like leopard skin rugs and things.
What if he made the whole hotel presidential suites?
Yeah, right. He's so happy about winning the presidency that he names everything presidential. The presidential hotel with 15,000 presidential suites spanning the globe. Dumb. You know what, though? I really don't have any problem with Trump being elected. There, I've said it.
Okay.
Because they don't really have any power, these presidents. They say they're going to do some shit. They bring it up to some people in the House and the Senate, and they say, hey, can you help me get some of this shit done? They try and pass it through, but it's really ultimately up to the votes in the House and the Senate to whether or not anything happens.
Right.
The only thing the president can do is just veto something he doesn't like, which they rarely do anyway.
But the House and Senate is now Republican. So he may have an easier chance of getting things through than he would have if that vote would have shifted to Democrats. If the House,
let's be honest. Yeah. There's going to be some Republican guys who hate him.
Yes.
So combine that with all of the Democrats who will hate him, and you'll probably run into a situation where they still can't pass anything, and they'll be blocked and filibustered and all that kind of shit. So nothing's going to happen. Nothing.
I did like on election night and the morning after, all the news stations backpedaling, all the ones that were bashing him, and they're trying to save face, and they're
all were sure. They were completely sure Hillary was going to take it.
Yeah, and now they're blaming polling and everything else, but whatever.
I heard something funny.
Okay.
Hillary's at the Javits Center, which you're familiar with.
Yes.
And she had it all planned out. There's fireworks out on the Hudson, ready to go. There was all kinds of shit going on. But it was funny to hear people not know what they were talking about, because they said that she spent all kinds of money because she was going to do this glass ceiling effect where they were going to break the glass ceiling as soon as it was announced. And these people kept thinking, the people I heard on the radio and TV kept thinking that there was going to be they were going to break the glass ceiling at the Javits Center. And
no, they actually had confetti cannons with like silver glass like confetti in it.
No, and they had projection, which was going to do an effect
and then
of a glass ceiling just cracking and breaking, and it wasn't going to be, you know, that.
Yeah, and the confetti was going to come down, and people were going to think it was real or whatever, but...
Right, and what I'm saying, because you already knew, you were already way ahead of the game. You didn't even have to read the news story or hear these guys talk to know that was bullshit. These people were saying, like, who's going to pay for that?
Oh, God.
Like they thought they were going to break glass in there and shower it down on the crowd. Shards of glass, cutting liberals to pieces.
That would make sense. And for her first announcement is call an ambulance because all these people are bleeding.
Holy shit. Shares cut in half.
Oh,
crazy.
God. And then all the celebrities that say they're going to move now because Trump's in there.
John Bon Jovi lost his guitar fingers.
Oh, small.
Yeah, all those people are going to move. Let's think about this. This is another funny angle on the moving. How come all of these people are deciding that they're going to move to Canada?
Yeah.
Isn't Mexico just as close?
Yes.
Why do they got to pick the big white country to move to?
Because it's closest to ours, but it's cold. It's cold up there.
No, we're bordered on both sides.
Yeah.
It's just funny because all of these people who are all about diversity and inclusion and everything like that, instead of choosing to move to Mexico, where there's a bunch of diversity, no, it's not safe there. I've got to move to Canada where it's white. I know they're probably not thinking that. They just think Canada's more advanced or something like that. But, you know, they'll pick weird places too, like Spain.
Yeah.
I think Chelsea Handler or something said she's going to move to Spain. And Spain is backwards too. Like there's a bunch of crime and shit there. So what do you think you're escaping when you're already in the coolest country?
Yeah.
And you're going to go to some place that's fucked up on so many levels just because you don't like the one guy who's going to be here for 4 years.
Well, you know what he'll probably do? He'll probably throw a tariff on their movies. If you don't live in this country and you produce a movie, we're not going to watch it, or I'll charge you more.
Well, I think they should. I think part of his trade agreements should work that way because they really need to do that anyway.
Yeah. Well, that's what he told the big three at the Detroit Economic Club a while back. He said, you know what, if you move your plants out of Ohio and Michigan and in a foreign country, I'm going to put a 35% tariff on that and no one's going to buy your cars.
Good. Because we need to make them here, and buy them here, not make them over there and buy them here with nobody having a job.
Exactly.
So this is how, for the people out there that might not know, this is how this thing works. It started a while ago with this whole NAFTA routine. A company like, say, for instance, Hewlett-Packard decides that it wants to build some products, but it wants to have a really low price to build them. So they decide they're going to outsource it and they're going to build it overseas or in Mexico or whatever. You know, it's not only NAFTA, it could be one of the other trade agreements. So they will build that shit overseas. And then because we don't have the proper tariffs or anything like that, they will re-import into our country at a very low cost that doesn't even come near to the labor cost that it would cost to make here. And then they'd sell it to us here, but they don't have any jobs here. So what used to happen is they used to manufacture shit here. People had jobs here, and people were able to buy the shit that they were building and making. Now it has really nothing to do with minimum wage, nothing to do with unions, because I don't care if the minimum wage is $1 here. If it's 35 cents a day somewhere else, they're not going to it's not going to stop them from moving over there.
Right.
So all the crying about unions and all that shit is just bullshit. And what they really need to do is put high tariffs on all the imports from everybody, including our own companies who are manufacturing overseas. And then they'll want to build here and they'll have jobs, and they could be union jobs, but then these people can afford to buy the shit and everybody wins.
That's true. Well, that's what happened to Shinola watches.
Really? I didn't know that. I know they're a big brand. Are they out of Detroit?
They're out of Detroit, but they got in trouble for made in Detroit because they were saying made in Detroit or whatever. They had to, because of the FTA or whatever government agency handles that, they had to say assembled in Detroit with U.S. parts. That type of thing, because they were getting their parts, U.S. and foreign parts or whatever the hell. They had to change their wording. Otherwise, they were going to get in trouble.
Yeah, and you know what? That lends itself to the other part of that discussion. That is, do you remember back in World War II, Davin? Do you remember that far back?
Oh, yeah. I was just a wee little lad back then.
Do you remember how the economy was booming? And people always said, well, you need a good old-fashioned war to get the economy moving again.
Yep.
That's what you need is a war. But so it's true, because back in the olden times, when we didn't outsource everything, they made all of the bombs and the airplanes and the Jeeps and all that kind of shit. They made them here.
Yes.
And people had jobs, and the government paid for those things with our taxpayer dollars, but everybody was getting a cut of the deal, and they all had work to do and all that shit. Now, in our new age of wars, they're doing exactly what you just talked about. They're manufacturing all the parts for this shit overseas, and then they're bringing it back here to assemble, to pretend that it's all made in the United States when it actually isn't. When only a small amount of people who are assembling shit get any kind of benefit whatsoever, and most of the time they're probably paid shit.
Yep.
And it's all the contractors, the government stupid contractors that are building the munitions that make all the money. So I see things wrong with all of that. Stop making shit somewhere else. Make it all here again and put everybody to work. Then we can afford to have an economy. You need the people to have some money in order to have a good economy. You can't just all be corporations that have cash.
This is true.
They're just going to fuck themselves in the end anyway, because they're going to have nobody to buy their shit anymore because no one's got a job.
Oh, Jerry. And minimum wage. They're talking about raising minimum wage, too. So I don't know how he's going to pull off all this stuff that he thinks he's going to do.
Did he say he wanted to raise minimum wage? That's weird.
Yes, he did. That, and he's going to fix the medical thing, and he wants to raise minimum wage to $10 an hour from $7.25. He wants to redo the tax structure, which is great if he could figure that one out.
I'd love a flat tax.
Yep, I agree with a 10% across the board. Do it. Start out like that, and then see if it works
on everything.
Yep,
on all of the income, including stocks and bonds, dividends, all that shit. No more hiding that stuff. I don't care if you had enough money to buy a bunch of stocks and you're making money off it. Why do you got to pay less taxes because you had enough money to start with? Doesn't make any sense. Well, I was a millionaire and I was able to buy 400,000 shares of Widget Corporation, and now my dividends, I only pay 6% in taxes on it because I'm a job creator and that's what I deserve.
Yeah.
No, you're not. You're a gambler, and you earn the money off of it, and you should pay for that income.
That's true.
We're all getting political. We're getting all political.
Oh, well, you want to change topics?
Let's start with where are you? Because nobody knows where you're at. Where's Davin? Where in the world is Davin Christensen?
I'm in the armpit of California. Better known as Fresno.
Yes. I when I was there, I've always thought of Fresno as Flint-zo.
It is. It's a lot like Flint, Michigan. There's a pawn shop, there's a little casino, there's a bunch of thrift stores, and The only way you know you're not in Flint is because the fucking restaurants that are close to the hotel I went today, they're
Yeah.
all like these healthy bullshit, gluten-free,
Here we go again.
farm to table, I went to a gluten-free burger place called, God, what is it? What was it called? Not that the world needs another burger place, but everything was gluten-free.
Yeah.
They had the option of Brussels sprouts instead of fries.
Oh, isn't that healthy?
I think it's fucking weird. Brussels sprouts on a burger? No. And the bread on the burger tasted like shit because it's gluten-free.
Right.
I noticed last week, though, you mentioned possibly bringing up a new segment of the show, but you never elaborated on it because I listened to the episode last night when I was bored. And you brought up things Lisa says to me. Has there been anything this week that Lisa has said to you?
Oh, nothing that I kept track of. There's always something, but you're right. I should start trying to remember those and write them down.
Calling you a big dummy.
Besides, she calls me way worse than that all the time.
Yeah.
Your face is ugly. Hey, your face is stupid and ugly. Oh, okay. Well, I'm enjoying Gotham too. Sitting there watching TV and you hear that.
That and I also,
You're stupid.
Also after listening to the show, you name your pumpkins. Do you give your
name our pumpkins?
Yeah, you said you name your pumpkins because I know you name your dog after like an old lady's name, but you mentioned that you name your pumpkins for Halloween too.
No, we don't have any Halloween pumpkins. I don't even know where that came from. Are you sure that wasn't you?
I'm sure.
Name my. Yeah. Maybe we're making jokes.
That could be
a joke of some sort.
Oh, I got it. Am I a nerd, Jerry? Would you define me as a nerd?
Well, kind of.
Yeah.
Not like a full-on super nerd.
Right.
More like let's see. I don't know. Just a tech. You like technical stuff. You like gadgets, right?
Yep, that's true. Okay, wait. Here's the definition of nerd. An unstylish, unattractive, or socially inept person, especially one savagely devoted to intellectual or academic pursuits. And again, I like this one better. One whose IQ exceeds his weight.
One whose IQ exceeds his weight. Where are you reading this at?
I looked it up on our favorite Urban Dictionary. So
hey, I'm getting a text right now. Hate to interrupt.
Okay.
Is there any way that you can? This is all shady because it's on the show right now.
Okay.
So don't say anything. So don't say the words.
Okay.
Is there any way that you could send Chris Staniforth in a text what the password for the Blue Water laptop is?
Oh, let's see if I can text him that. Hang on one second.
Yeah.
I got to get out of here.
Work stuff, people.
Yep. Let me text him the password for the Blue Water laptop.
Yes.
Okay. I love how they come up with these passwords too. They're always so amusing. Talk to the crowd while I do this.
So anyway, on election night, I was like everybody else in the country, and I was sitting there waiting and not watching any of the coverage. I was watching other TV shows, and I ended up going to bed at 10:30 and not caring, and waking up and just out of curiosity checked to see who won, and then took a shower and went to work. Because that's how much it means in this day and age, presidential election.
This is true.
Did it work?
Yep. I sent it off to him. He should be good. Now I got to get back into my show notes. Yay.
Yeah. I couldn't remember it. It's been too long. I had an idea, but I was wrong. I'll have to figure that out later.
He says thanks. So hopefully that is correct.
Yes. Another one of our fine technicians out there in the field. Anyway, where were we? Let's see.
Ass hash. How about that? Look up ass hash on Urban Dictionary.
I don't know what word you're saying. Sounds like you're saying ass hat.
ass, ASS, hash, HASH.
All right. Ass hash.
It was one of the trending terms on Urban Dictionary because they give you like the top searches of the day.
Yeah. I'll see if I can get a connection, but the public shouldn't have to go through this. You
No.
tell me what it means.
AKA Genchem or butt hash. It's a new drug used by young and old alike that consists of one's own excrement that has been fermented for a couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
The inhaled substance is said to initially cause unconsciousness that can last up to 3 days.
Shut up and stop it.
This act is said to leave a foul taste in the user's mouth for several days after a single use. And
I really don't believe any of that.
And then they use it in a sentence. Dude, I've been saving this ass hash for 2 months. Are you in?
Are you in? Because
who comes up with this shit?
I don't know. I'm supposed to believe that some kids are deciding that they want to knock themselves out for 3 days by inhaling fermented shit.
Yes. Their own excrement. Ugh.
I don't believe it. Not for a second. I am, however, grateful that you brought to the show another highly repulsive topic.
I always try to.
Yeah.
That's my new thing.
Very, very good at that. Hey, how's your hotel room over there?
Oh, I've got the typical AV hotel room.
What does that mean?
Well, it means when I went to check in, they're like, "Oh, Mr. Christensen, we've got your number here, your diamond member. We've got you in a king suite, if that's okay." And I said, "Yeah, sure." She goes, "Well, would you like a high floor or a low floor?" I said, "Doesn't matter to me." I said, you don't have anything with a balcony, so I guess a low floor works. So I'm on the second floor. I open my window. I face a brick wall. It's like
perfect.
I don't know why they even put a window in. Is
it a suite though? Do you have 2 rooms?
I do have 2 rooms. So, but it's like
that's good.
It feels like you're living in a basement. But you always get the AV rooms where you're overlooking like the roof.
Oh yeah, I always. How many pictures did I have on Facebook of parking lots and roofs?
Giant air conditioner unit outside your window, stuff like that.
Yeah, beautiful view of the air conditioner. Hey, Lisa's out here with the dog right now in my studio in the garage. There is right now a middle finger that's shot up over the top of the railing of the stairway.
Things Lisa says to me.
Things Lisa says to me. I don't have a new one. Let me look at her, see if I have a new one. Do you have any new things that you say to me, Lisa? No, she says no. I already told her how my face is stupid and I'm dumb. And what? And I'm gay and I'm ugly too, she said. Okay. There you go, people. That's things Lisa says to me.
Lisa in the background.
Lisa in the background. Karen is walking around. Karen is the old lady dog name. She did a somersault last night, Davin.
She did a somersault. Really?
Yeah. It was really, really annoying because I had to go to this sleep study thing. I thought I was going to go do the whole stay at the place all night sleep study thing.
Oh, okay.
And instead they gave me a cheesy, cheap bullshit box to strap onto my chest and put things in my nose and on my fingers and stuff. I had to wear all night.
On your what? You had to put it on your chest and your...
Oh, that's right. Finger.
There you
go.
That's
how you say it.
Okay.
Finger. Now, I have fingers. There's a G in mine.
Yeah.
Anyway, I had to wear that thing and not sleep with the CPAP machine, which I've been used to for 10 years.
Right.
And I think I was in Montreal 2 or 3 years ago when I had to sleep without it. And I didn't remember how bad it was. It was horrible. And to compound that, you have a little dog that's sleeping next to you, smashed in there, pushing me off of the bed half the time because she's an asshole. And then, so I get frustrated and I pick her up and I put her on this pillow in the middle more, like put her away from me and roll back over. and I feel her doing a dog somersault back into the position she was at. Like this happened, I mean, head over heels thing, and I can't figure out why she would even do that. She's a dick.
She's a dick. Was Lisa in bed with you, or was Lisa sleeping in a different room?
No, she was in there. She decided to brave the snoring, and she said it happened. But she was sleeping at the time, I'm guessing. Stupid dog, though. Somersault. Dogs don't do that.
Well, good thing that you didn't like have some kind of nightmares going on too, because a lot of times I have some weird dreams and stuff. If I don't, just dip into the dream, and I'll wake up if I'm not wearing my sleep machine, and I'll remember my dreams more.
Yeah, I know why that is too, but go ahead.
Okay, why is it? Because you're just dipping into REM sleep and then you're waking up in the middle of it?
Exactly. Oh my God. You out-nerded me.
I did out-nerd you.
So yes, you are a nerd.
Well, my friend Dave was sick a couple weeks ago, and he informed me that he's an adult and he peed himself in his sleep.
Oh wow! But we talked about this stuff. Raise your hand if you peed your pants.
Yeah. Well,
or was it poop? Or was it poop your pants? What did we do?
Well, the bad part was he was sick, so he was sleeping on the couch so he wouldn't get his wife sick. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then he dreamt that he was peeing, and he woke up, and yep, it was real.
So, yep. You hear the dog barking?
Yes, I do. In the background.
Stupid Karen wrecking the show. Stupid Karen wrecking a good peeing the bed story, too.
Exactly. Hey,
you ever shit the bed?
No, I have not shit the bed.
Me neither. I hear about people doing that, but I've never done it.
I could see if you were really sick shitting yourself, but yeah.
I wonder why this dog is barking so much.
Lisa's tormenting it.
Let me see if I can do this. Shut up! She's gonna get all mad at me.
Lisa's training her on the backflips and giving her treats. That's what it is. She's doing somersaults. Teach her how to do somersaults to land on your head.
Are you teaching the dog somersaults again?
No, she's in there biting the shit out of me.
Why is she biting you?
Because she's
Oh.
Wow.
Tell her to shut up. I'm trying to do a show here. Her voice is all over the recording. She's getting bit by the dog. The dog's attacking her in there.
Lovely. We
need a new dog. Our dog's broken.
So, I didn't tell you this. When I was in San Antonio, doing sound check at one of my booths, and I've got a newbie, a brand new narrator, and
wait a minute. Is this going to wait? Should we be talking about this?
No, this is good. This is good.
Mm-hmm.
So,
okay.
Handed her to the mic to do the sound check, and she goes, "Well, I don't know. I need to work on this some more." I said, "I just need you to talk in the mic a little bit." And I could tell that she wasn't comfortable yet,
Right.
So I gave her some advice that one of the product specialists gave me years and years ago, and see if this makes sense to you.
Okay.
You've got 5 senses, right?
Let's see. Sight.
Yes.
Sound, smell, taste.
Yes.
What am I missing? Oh, and the touch.
Touch, correct.
Yeah.
So I told her, well, when you're going through and going through your script, touch the vehicle, the part you're talking about.
Right. If you're don't say any brand names.
No, if you're talking about the headlights, touch the headlights. If you're talking about, the interior, touch the interior, because you're adding that extra sense, and it'll sink into your memory quicker. So that brings up a question for you, Jerry. Of those five senses, which one of those senses, if you had to give up one, would you live without?
Oh, let's see. Well, can't go without sight.
Mm-hmm.
That's a biggie. Can't go without the hearing if I had to give up one.
Okay.
So I guess it would be the smell, probably. Because you'd still want to, and that's hard because the smell is connected to the taste. So,
right.
My ex-sister-in-law had no sense of smell. She was born that way.
That could be a good thing, though, too. Because that's what
I know. I never showered and hung out with her all the time.
that is actually that is yeah. You only shower. You don't shower every day.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
No.
Well, not every single day. Like maybe once a month or something. I'll take that Saturday shower off.
An average of 6.5 times a week.
6.5 times a week.
That's your
What are you
shower
talking
schedule. That's about average for you.
Have you looked something up about this or what?
No, you talked about it last week on the show.
Oh, you're remembering shit I've said and I don't even remember it. It's funny.
Because you.
Let's see what it says for average showers per week.
For Jerry. His
Let's see
6.5.
just what it's-
Ding, ding, ding.
See what the Google says about that. Great. I've got this great garage connection to where it'll just sit and spin the little spinny circle. So let's just forget that. What do you think your average showers per week are?
7.
Liar. I'm calling liar. I know that you're home for a few days off the road. You got the days off and you get all hammered the night before and you sit in a chair for the whole day
No.
waiting.
Nope. Doesn't happen. I shower every day. I don't shave every day. I skip those.
Let me ask you this.
I do change my underwear every day. Sometimes.
Do you wash your dick in the sink?
No, I don't. We talked about that as well. I do not. Just because you're
Things
tall.
Lisa says. Yeah, right. So dumb.
I do have another new annoying habit that I just
Wait, are you
noticed.
saying, wait, hold on a second. I think I missed something there. Are you saying that you shave every day regardless of what you're doing?
No, I don't shave every day.
Okay, all right. I was starting to think you were really weird.
No, that's the one thing I don't do every day. So
I thought you might turn into like Tiny Tim and bathe in hand sanitizer all day long to take 3 showers and in between just do hand sanitizer all over your whole body.
that would work.
I have a nephew, I think, that's reputed to do that. See, I used a big word there. Reputed to not take many showers, but wash his whole body and hair and everything in hand sanitizer.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
I'm not going to say any names because I don't want to, because he's a listener. I don't want him to, he'll just secretly know that I heard that.
that he uses hand sanitizer for everything.
Yeah, and you wait because I'll get like a text or an email or a Facebook message saying, "What the fuck? Who told you that?"
Oh, well, he'll stop doing that when he gets older.
Well, they're getting on. They're getting old.
Because I'm guessing hand sanitizer would sting certain parts of your body.
Oh yeah, I bet. Yeah, any open cuts, little paper cuts or anything.
Yep.
And then you know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
And then the screaming entails and the pain. It's like Thai food.
Imagine if-
Thai food Thursday.
Yeah, I wonder if it would be the same if you were a girl. You know, then you'd have to ask Trump to keep grabbing you there to try and soothe the pain.
Just
Oh, that's right. You don't. That's right. You don't have to ask him. He just does it.
He just does it. Yep. Hit you right in the pussy. Right in the pussy.
See, you don't say it well either. It's hard to say, isn't it?
It's in the pussy.
Speaking of funny voices, Davin, guess what next month is?
What's next month?
Next month is a holiday month. It's December, and my fondest memories. You see how I changed the voice for that?
Yes.
Like we're on a commercial. My fondest memories are memories of me and you on the show floor, doing a whole bunch of Christmas voices for all of the people to hate.
Yes.
Because we would just go around and do cartoon Christmas character voices for the whole month of December.
Yes, we did. Oh, that is coming up. I don't
Yes.
want to. The Herbie one. Herbie the elf was my favorite.
Yes, Hermie. Everything's Herbie, but it's Hermie.
Hermie.
Do you remember how that started? It started because of one of our co-workers at the time, and I think we could talk about. I don't think he cares because I wonder if we even told him. His name was Justin Herminghaus.
Yep.
And it just started because we were hanging around and we were talking about him, and I don't know how far I want to get into this, actually.
Anyway,
Anyway, his last name
digging a hole.
reminded me. Yeah, I know. Let me see if I can get out of it without giving away too much content. But his last name reminded me of that character Hermie because it's Herminghaus. So I started doing a voice for him. And saying, my name is Justin Herminghaus. So we were making him talk because he was going to show up the next day or something.
That's true. He was, yep. And
I'm going to put the antenna on the roof.
They don't pay me for what I do. They pay me for what I can do.
Yep, which is brilliant. I love that line too because I'm like I'm telling him how come you get to come in here like a couple of days after I've carted this thing to the roof, this. One time in Cleveland, carting it like a half a mile on that giant convention center roof.
Yep.
Through knee-deep snow.
Yep, through the snow.
And I didn't have even a winter jacket with me because I was dumb at the time and
trying
new.
to aim it.
Yeah.
Find the satellite.
And he waltzes in and slaps a meter on it when it's already run down into the building and says, it's good. And I'm like, well, how do you get away with that?
I don't get paid for what I do. I get paid for what I can do.
Oh, okay. Well, can you go up to the roof and haul that fucker around some more?
I know. Yeah, because I don't want to do it. It's yours. You're the guy supposed to be dealing with this. Conveniently coming in the day after every time.
Those were some
probably part of this. Yeah, here, let me guess though. Probably part of this was your fault because I was considered to be Davin's bitch.
Yes.
On the show. That's the guy who was teaching me how to do this job. And I'm sort of wondering whether or not you were saying, you don't have anything to do for the next 2 hours. Go haul that thing up to the roof because it can be done now.
Exactly. I'm busy. You go handle this. That was my way of getting rid of you for a while.
Yeah, you know what you were busy doing? Trying to think up shit for me to do.
Exactly. Ways to get you out of my hair.
Yep. It worked out. You taught me how to do the show, and then I was able to do it.
Oh.
Thank you, Mr. Davin.
And I spent the whole San Antonio show talking to our friend Larry Wayne Ferris.
Larry Wayne Ferris.
Oh.
How you doing, J-Ray? J-Ray?
He's got some... Every time I was talking to him, it was like another injury story that, he is a true cowboy. If you've ever had a full discussion with him.
I've had many breakfasts with him. I used to go to breakfast with him every morning. And lunches too. Talk about all kinds of his life.
Yeah, I looked at his eye. It looked like he had a black eye. I said, hey, what's it? Oh, that's from when my eyeball popped out. Long time ago. Yeah, I'm like, your eyeball popped out. He goes, yeah, I've broken wrists and I've broken ribs and I got thrown off a bull and a horse fell on me and saw some aliens one night in the middle of the cow country and it was like a green fog and then there were all these lights that came to it. And then what else? All the other stories. He's got like this giant knot on the back of his leg, and he was complaining because it was starting to hurt. And I'm like, did the aliens? Did they suck you up and actually? That's like a probe. They put something in you, Larry,
behind his eyeball, apparently.
But he's a for a guy that's been through that much stuff. He is a true cowboy. And Larry Wayne, I enjoyed going to Denny's with you, Larry Wayne.
Let's put an age on it. It's Denny's, too, that I used to go to with him in San Francisco. We go to Denny's for breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
How old do you think Larry is?
Oh, God. He's a couple years older than Bob O'Leary. I think he's like 64, maybe?
No, get out of here. Because if I had to guess, I'd say Larry was like 73 or 72 or something.
Oh, I don't know. He's not as old as Ron.
Well, no one's as old as Ron.
Yeah, Ron.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ron is someone else out there in the world that you don't know. But if you listen to the show, you'd know that Ron was a labor guy in Texas that we talk about frequently because he's weird. He also sees aliens.
Oh, but Ron takes it a step further. Definitely.
That's hilarious that you talk with Larry about aliens and I talk with Larry about what kind of pie he likes.
Yeah,
Larry, what kind of pie is your favorite pie? I sure do love a pecan pie, Jury.
he does. He does tell some long stories though. It's fun. It's like okay,
I miss Larry now. Now that you said that, I miss Larry.
but he's got a great sense of humor and a great work ethic, and he's definitely one of the characters that we enjoy working with.
Yeah, absolutely. Great guy. Hey, speaking of great guys, you think Bobby Jr. out there has ever cleared off enough room on his iPod to hear the show?
Probably not.
Or his iPhone? Funny.
Find out. Say hi to him right now and see if he responds to you.
Junior? Get to work, Junior.
Junior.
Because they all call him Junior, and I just wanted to use cartoon voices when I'm saying his name like that.
Mm-hmm.
Junior, come here, boy. You should do that to him all the time.
Hey.
Junior. Lisa's going to come back out here and go, what are you yelling about?
I don't want to be a dentist.
I want to be a dentist. I'm fixing Dolly's teeth.
I love that one.
I went to
Want to know my other favorite voice from Christmas just before you go?
Sure.
Or before you go on with that? My other favorite voice from Christmas is Mr. Potter from It's a Wonderful Life.
Okay, go ahead and do it.
You'd like to go have lunch with Larry, wouldn't you, Davin? Look at old Davin Christensen playing nursemaid to a bunch of garlic eaters.
That sounds like a cross between Mr. Potter and what's his name? God, the guy from The Shining.
Jack Nicholson?
Jack Nicholson. It sounds like a cross between those two.
It's actually Lionel Barrymore. And if you think about it, I don't know if we've ever talked about this before, but do you remember Underdog, the cartoon?
Mm-hmm.
The villain, what the hell was the villain's name? I forgot his name. But he's like the villain for Underdog. And they did his voice. They were doing Lionel Barrymore's voice. Not his voice, the actor, but they were making fun of Mr. Potter's voice when they did it. And you'll recognize it when you go, Look at old George Bailey, or Sweet Polly Purebred.
Exactly. Okay, the villain.
Oh, Underdog, you've done it again.
you know,
Sweet
same
Polly
thing.
Purebred, right? Simon Barr Sinister.
Oh, there you go.
Or Riff Raff was the other
Riff Raff.
one. And his voice was supplied by Wally Cox.
Wally Cox,
Yep.
right?
So
Let's see.
I have internet that's actually working.
Mine's not. Mine just popped up with the Google thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I see an article, but it's not telling me anything. Great. Again, hooray for Yahoo.
Uh-huh.
How many times a day should you shower? You can get away with showering every other day or at least 3 times a week to stay clean. There are perks to skipping a shower, since overshowering can disrupt your skin's moisture balance, leading to dry and flaky skin.
Mm-hmm. What about people that don't wash their hair every day, but they use that dry shampoo?
I don't even know what dry shampoo is. I'm bald, remember? What is it?
It's like a spray shampoo that cleans your hair, but you don't have to take a shower.
Never heard of it. Wonder if my nephew uses it.
I don't know. But you know what? I actually I took your advice from a while back and remembered that one of our listeners, Chris Staniforth, actually cashed in on that Top Actions lawsuit.
Oh, that's right.
So I went to their site today, and I registered for the Milk lawsuit.
Oh, I think I'm on that one.
Yeah. So I was looking at that, and now you got the Red Bull lawsuit. They were supposed to send you $15 worth of Red Bull merchandise. Have you gotten your second shipment yet?
A second? I don't know. I only remember one.
Okay, because
Only one. But let's bring them up to speed. Top Class Actions Lawsuits, I think it's called,
Yep.
.com.
correct.
Is a place where you can go, and they list all of these class action lawsuits for products that you may have bought in the past. and you can join the lawsuit, and you can sometimes get cash or merchandise or whatever back. Sometimes you have to prove that you bought it. Sometimes you just have to sign something that says you did it.
Right.
But no, I haven't gotten any more Red Bull, I don't think.
Okay. There's one on there.
Have
There's one on there I found interesting for Carnival Cruise Lines.
I have never had one, so I don't think I ever had.
Well,
it
was robocalling from them saying that you've won a free trip or one of those things. And if they robocalled you or your phone number is on their list, then you could be eligible for $500.
Oh.
So, but
how
if
do you prove it?
If you go to the register and enter in your phone number,
yeah,
it'll tell you if your phone number is on their list. And if it is, you can go back in your phone records and look for their number to prove it.
Interesting. I can tell you what I forgot to tell you about this.
Okay.
I recently got a check from another one. What was it? LinkedIn. I joined the LinkedIn one, and I got a check for $26 a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, nice. Free money.
Because they did something where they, sold your email address to other companies or something like that. Didn't really affect me anymore because I changed email addresses. But still, it's the principle of the thing.
Exactly.
Jerry, it's the principle of the thing. You need to exert your legal rights.
All right, enough of that.
So
$26 though.
Nice. What are you gonna call this episode?
I don't know. I'm probably not going to edit it until tomorrow or the next day. So maybe I'll have to re-listen through and then decide. What do you think?
I don't know. It's gonna be a weird one because there's we hit so many topics, but none of them were like super exciting.
How about Trump showers 3 times a week?
There you go.
They're always throwing Trump in the title.
That would work.
I don't think we had Trump in the last one. President Trump only showers 3 times a week is what the title will be.
Okay.
If I remember.
If you remember.
I might have to text you and ask you.
He showers with his little hands in his new hotel.
It takes longer for him to shower those 3 times too, yeah, because you can only wash so much with little hands.
That's true.
But maybe he's got a super billionaire's shower head that gives more water.
No,
so it's faster.
He's washing with hand sanitizer. That's what he's doing.
Yeah,
just like your our listener or whoever, your relative, washing with sanitizer.
I wonder if Trump lifts up his wig and rubs the top of his head with it.
Could be.
That's all we get out of that is it could be.
It could be. Or he probably maintains his wig with that shampoo stuff I talked about, that spray.
Yeah, it's easier because he could just take it off.
Dry shampoo, and spray it
maybe
down.
go on the front porch and shake it off like a rug and then do it.
Yeah. Wonder if he ever puts it on upside down by mistake.
I hope so.
That would be cool.
That thing's wicked, though. That's a wicked thing he's got on his head. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been You Name It for this week. Sorry about last week, but we were so wrapped up in the election that we couldn't make a show.
This is true. And we were very busy traveling. I was busy traveling, and you were busy.
You were actually very busy putting fires out and saving the world, and I wasn't. And neither one of us was wrapped up in the election.
Exactly. But until next week.
Yeah. Listen next week. Share, like, comment, do something.
Pop a wheelie.
Goodbye.